Just one, trying to do a 50-50 challenge, Make $50 before you lose $50 on one micro challenge. Today is extremely bullish. Day chart right here. It has not crossed over, and I suspect it will. Yesterday, the previous day's high, heading towards these momentum lines, we could see a pretty strong move crashing up into all that, or it could hit that previous day's high and come crashing down. Market's about to open. I could have stayed in my overnight trade and really cleaned house, but I closed it too early. My overnight trade for the 250 risk strategy would have done well, but all these trend line breaks we're seeing here is part of my strategy. When everything's bullish, we're looking for trend line breaks to go long, just waiting for the bell to open, and I just hope the timing is, I hope it's going to continue. It's as expanded as it is right now, it's quite possible there'll be a decent pullback. So I'm just waiting patiently. I wanted to take some pre-market trades right here, but I didn't. So we'll see. We got less than a minute before the bell opens. Hour chart's bullish, 15-minute chart's bullish, 5-minute chart's bullish, day chart's bullish. All the tick charts are pointing up. And it's just a matter of really the execution, the entry on each trade, making sure it's precise. Because even with all that going in our favor, if you don't get the right entry, I don't like doing the breakouts on it. And I do have strategies for that, but I really want to play the pullback and the trend line break on these today. All right, so just a few more seconds till the bell opens. Let's see what happens here. A few more seconds till the bell opens. Bell is opened. Is it going to keep going straight up to that previous day's level? Is it worth a try to do a breakout strategy on this thing? What's the risk? What's the risk? I don't know if I want to. I'm kind of going against what I wanted to do here. That's a $35 risk. If I try to break out, my stop's got to be under that pivot. I'm suspecting it wants to pull back first. Maybe sweep these lows right here. Come down here, give me a trend line break. That'd be best for me. So I'm going to wait. Here comes the pullback. Is it going to sweep that level? It did. It swept that level. It swept all those levels. Okay, that's to be expected. Here comes a trend line here. Let's draw our trend line in here. Okay, here's the trend line.
Order
I gotta
filled.
go for it. Let's see if it'll give me something. Oh,
Stop filled.
got me already on that first trend line. Don't like that. Well, I'll give it one more try on this account. Okay, it's going too fast.
Order filled.
Keep going. I'll give it one more try on this account. If that's two trend line breaks that don't work, then I'm just going to stop. And it's got me on the second one too. Okay. Yeah, that's like the worst case scenario, man. I hate when that happens. It's going to puke out a little bit here. I got to switch accounts because I can't do it on the same account. 50-50 challenge, $50 per account. I cannot lose more than 50 per account. Is it going to do another head fake? Look at that. I almost took that one. Trend line break there. Man, look at that. That's going to be mean. Looks like it's going to be mean here. Yeah, it would have stopped me out on that one too. Trend line break right there where it popped. So that would have been 3 in a row. I better be real careful here. Let's switch charts to the 500 tick. See if we get anything more cleaner looking. draw our trend lines on this particular chart and see what it looks like. I still would have took that trade right there. Still would have. I still would have. Okay, so we're going to wait. I think I'm going to go with the idea that right now it's fallen below the momentum lines. I like to take trend line breaks when everything's on this side, when I know the momentum's strong. But once it goes underneath the momentum lines, yeah, it's still bullish. But once it's underneath the momentum lines, there's no telling how deep it's going to go and which trend line is actually going to work. Now it's back over the momentum line. So let's look for a trend line break here again. I still think it wants to go to that yesterday's level, but look at this, man, look at this. It went back up over the lines. Now it's back under the lines. So this is a little bit kind of telling me just to not trade. The gamer in me wants to just play it out, but I got to switch to real money mentality, and it's sideways choppy on my higher tick chart. This right here will mess you up if you're not careful. Oh, here comes. Nah, I think it definitely, I believe it definitely wants to go back up to that previous day's level. I think it does. 5-minute chart still got the momentum. 15-minute chart. I mean, if this green candle gets engulfed by a big red candle and it closes on the lower part of it, that's going to be something. But as long as it maintains this look, this feel, this higher low, if that keeps a higher low on the 5-minute chart almost engulfed, didn't close below the green candle though. Starting to bounce here. We'll see what happens on the 5-minute. If it starts closing below the momentum lines, then the momentum strategy is not going to work. Trendline momentum strategy is not going to work. It would have worked great before the market opened. We're just getting a different character after the bell. And that happens frequently. As soon as the bell opens, the market character changes. Its personality changes. So yeah, we're down 70 in the one account. I didn't want it to be that high, so going down, closing down, pushing down, engulfing. So yeah, everything's different now. The trendline break strategy, momentum trendline break strategy, everything has to be on the proper sides of all the momentum lines, and then you just tick the trendline breaks. Seeing what that looked like over here before the market opened, you could see every single trendline break was working. These two were a little shaky here. You might have gotten something on that, break even on that before it came down. But that one worked, that one worked, that one worked. Yeah, they're all working. Once it closes below on the exponential chart, closes below the momentum lines, try to go back up, but yeah, it's changed its personality. It's possible to take the trendline breaks to the downside now. We're underneath the 3 moving averages, the 8 and the 20 in particular. So now the trendline breaks to the downside might work, but I don't really want to sell. Well, we got this strong move. You got this support area right here. It could just be ready to just bounce right back up. But even if it bounces up, I can't really take my momentum trendline break strategy because of where it is in relation to the momentum lines. The momentum lines are pointed down. So you'd have to employ a different strategy. There's lots of strategies we can use when the market changes personality. You just change strategies. You just trade your change your trading style, your technique. Can't use the same trading strategy when the market changes its personality. So we've got Fibonacci strategies, we got 3-bar reversal strategies, support and resistance, fair value gap strategies, pintail strategies. It might be time for me to get back into my $250 risk strategy on the other account that I was using. We're up $160 on that. Okay, meaning I'm gonna risk $250 on that account. I don't think it's down enough for me though. Yeah, it needs to come down a lot more. If it were to come down into this area here where it took off, I would go into I'd switch strategies and do my $250 risk strategy on it. I want to enter in down here somewhere though. Let me set an alarm for that area. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alarm is set. Let's see what happens. The only way I could take a trend line break on this is if it gets back up over the moving averages on the bullish side and then starts breaking trend lines. So let's see what happens. I like to use the 5,000 tick chart and the 2,000 tick chart and trade on the 250 and 100. Exponentially smaller. Take my entries on the exponentially smaller tick charts. Analyze the direction of the higher direction on the 5,000 and 2,000. Go down exponentially and take the trades on the trend line breaks. Let's see what we got with this trend line right here. Okay, it's closing above the momentum lines. Is it just going to chop around? Coming back down, look at that. Went up over the momentum lines, come right back down in a strong red candle. Ugh, that is ugly. Went up over and come right back down. Let's see if it can hold. Gosh, that is messy. Yeah, look at that. Ugh, yeah. So yeah, let's let it keep going down. Let it keep going down. The area that I'm interested in. Somewhere in this area here. Somewhere in the area where it consolidated and took off, that would come down and bounce off these levels here and right into that area right there. I would be looking for an entry there. Or if it just does what I need it to do up here, do what I need you to do up here. Looks like it wants to. Is this something? I don't know, man. Look at that. Every time it gets up there and it wants to take off, just ugly red candle comes back down. Yeah. it's got a feel to it that's too hard for me to think about right now. I'd love to take that right there, but it just instantly comes right back down. After the bell opened up, the sellers just came in, and there's still obviously sellers right in that area. Hopefully they can get taken out, but do I want to get chopped around? That's a $100 stop loss right there. If I were to try that. I can't do $100 on my 50-50, so it's just too big. Unless I wanted to try the stop loss right there. Account 6.
Order filled.
All right. Hopefully it'll go up. $58 loss if it hits on this account. That'll be 2 back-to-back, and I gotta stop. I can't do more than 2 in one day. Yeah. Man, that thing's brutal. Coming down. Wish it would stop. Going down. Stay right here. Stay up right here. Stay up. Go back up. There you go, you mean son of a gun. Oh. You can't worry about it. You got your plan, and you just got to let it work itself out. Don't get in a market that looks too hard to handle, you know. So hopefully here on my exponentially higher time chart, 5,000 tick, it'll stay and keep going up from this point forward. Gosh, I hope it does. Be great if it did. Be great if it did. Just give me a 1-to-1 on this, man. I already got down one account. Needs at least break even. Just got to fight through those sellers, man. Fight through those sellers right there when the bell opened up. Punch right through them. Come on, get right up there. Punch right through them. If it does, it's going to go kind of quick. Keep going. Every time it gets up there, it comes right back down, though. Maybe I should just take what I can get on the thing. Keep going. Come on, you can do it. Punch right through, everybody. Go up to that high up there. You know you want to go up to that high up there. Keep going.
Order filled. Order
I'm going to
canceled.
take what I can get. I made 50 on that one. I'm down 71 on the other, so we're still down $20 today. But once it got to that 1-to-1 from my entry, I just, let me get it. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Because it's just so up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, the reason why I took that trade was because, exponentially speaking, it finally got up over the top of the moving averages. Just this dip down right here scared me a little bit. My stop was underneath those 2 pintails of the green candles that closed above the momentum lines. It didn't quite break it and came back up, hit 1-to-1, and I just got out. And it's a good thing because it would have been already back to break even. Look at this. This is where I got in. Yeah, it's a good thing I took it. Don't think I want to. And it's possible the market's just going to chill out here after the first 30 minutes or something. So not be so radical. Well, a lot of people don't trade the first 15 to 30 minutes, or at least as a general rule. It's a 250 tick chart we're taking trades on here. 5,000 tick chart that we're looking for the trend direction on. So technically speaking, if I did not take any trades into this point right here, this is what I want the market to look like. I want everything to be going up on all the time charts, 5-minute, 15-minute. And now on the lower time chart, I'm looking for trend line breaks, trend line breaks, trend line breaks to go up. Right? So this would have been the first one that worked. I couldn't have taken them until this candle right there started closing. So any of those dips down like that would have worked. Now we're getting a nice dip down here. But see, it's breaking below. It's okay if it breaks below, I guess. And still, I'm kind of fine-tuning my rules. You don't, as long as they're still pointed up and it dips down, you could look for a trend line break. But once it closes below, and once they start pointing down, then you can't go with, see, now it's pointed down and it closed below. So, because you're always thinking, well, maybe it'll go down and bounce back up. If everything's still going up strong, maybe it'll just go down and bounce back up. So that's acceptable to take a trend line break in that. But now it's closed below. Now it's consolidated below. And now they're pointing down, including the 20. So you got to wait for that particular strategy, the exponential moving average trend line break strategy. You got to wait for everything to be on the right side of the momentum lines. And then you can look for trend line breaks. As long as it doesn't violate the momentum lines, and as long as they don't start to curve back down. That particular strategy is what's required. Now, there's other strategies, whatever you want to, that particular strategy, it can't be traded at the moment. And I think that's the one I want to try to master better. Now, what about this case over here? I want to look at this real quick because this area right here on the 5,000 tick chart, you could tell it was bullish. But when would you take the trade? Well, you would take the trade in that case when that pintail closed above all the moving averages. You could take that. Let's just take a look at it. Let me take a look at it before I close this live stream because I don't know if I'm going to get any more trades. Let's take a look at what happened here. Right in this area. There you go. So when that pintail finally closed above all the moving averages, that was right here. So this dip, you couldn't trade that trend line break yet because it didn't close above it. It looks like it did, but let's see what happened over here. Where does it look like? Yeah, maybe it did. I'd have to see it in real time. If that was the close above the moving averages, then we could take that trend line break, that trend line break, that trend line break, these trend line breaks. All these trend line breaks right here. Almost all of them worked until it closed below the momentum lines. All the way up. All the way up. So that's what we got to wait for. And then you can get sideways and choppy, and that's not going to be good. And sideways and choppy is not good. You would say, oh, why not right here? Yeah, it's possible. The risk is a little higher because, it's possible. Keep your stop tight. This little trend line break right here would have worked great. This little wedge pattern, great. Sure. Possibly even that trend line break down here. Yeah. So I can't argue with it, really. Can't argue with it, really. Almost want to take it now. I don't like doing the breakout as much as I do the trend line break. Here's a trend line break right there. It's getting up into that stubborn area. Right there. Oh, it's past it. Trend line break, trend line break. Everything's above. I guess I'm a little freaked out because of all that sideways nonsense. It's not really flowing up like this, like that right there, like this right here. So it's not as attractive. See what I mean? Like it's take your 1-to-1 and get out though. You're quick enough. You can do it. It can be done. So I'm down $20 so far. Overall, after, I don't know, 12, 13 days, I'm up $30 on the entire whole 50-50 challenge, which to me, if I can break even after 100 days, I mean, it's not, obviously not professional. I can't pay my bills, but, it's a good sign that I'm making the best progress of not losing money. You don't want to lose real money, hard-earned money, donations, money you make, job money, whatever. You don't want to lose that with just stupid video game, reckless, unprofessional mentality. Maintaining risk management is the number one priority. And the 50-50 challenge definitely teaches you to manage your risk. So, all right, I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Take care.